Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to KRF TV. We're here for the Sandman Super late model. Boys are just out there qualifying at the moment, and we might be able to just skip straight to the grid. There's about 30 seconds left of their qualifying time out there. So we'll just head straight into the grid. Currently we have Gavin Sadler in first, Evan Clark in second, Tristan Clark in third, Mitch McLeod in fourth, Terry Marwood in fifth, Sam Giles Smith in sixth, George Fullerton in seventh, Sam McLeod in eighth, Jay Kennedy in ninth, and I'm deemed as 10th, but my car's sitting out the back, so I'm up here in the commentary booth. We're at the venue of Lucas Oil Raceway Oval, which is in Claremont,
Well
USA.
done, Gavin. Nice lap, mate.
And the air temperature's 25.6 at the moment. Track temperature's quite warm at nearly 40 degrees. It's about 50% humidity and partly cloudy, so guys are just gridding up at the moment. So,
Okay, good luck for tonight. 165 laps. Two fast toes, same as usual. I apologise for half. I think half the problem this week, the low numbers, is I've been flat out and I didn't give it enough exposure through the week, so I apologise. But nevertheless, we'll have some fun and. Welcome back, Tristan, too. He's been away for a little while. It's good to see him back on track, and love the Fred Siri paint scheme, mate. That's awesome. So all the best, guys, and we'll see how we go.
Thanks, Sandman. Well done, Gavin, and good luck, everyone.
Nice luck, Joe. Good luck all.
and as we know from last round, Stephen Clark had massive computer failure with that car, and they had the ice in it, fans over it and everything else, so let's hope the team's been able to sort that out with the car and you have a good run. But the guys are just setting up now, putting all their cars in position.
Good luck, boys.
And ready for the getting ready for the rolling start. Just starting to do their siding lap now, and lights already off on the pace car. She's only one lap and will be under green. Pace car must be, I do apologise guys, it is 2 laps behind the pace car because of the oval length. Allows everyone to get temperatures in their tyres, I shouldn't say in their tyres, just to make sure their drivetrains are warmed up. A couple of guys out there just starting to heat their rears up a little bit and dumping the clutch and going hard. And pace car should be pulling in at the end of this lap and then hand control over to Gavin Sadler. Pace car's in, and the start's in the hand of Gavin Sadler at the moment.
Green, green, green.
Looks like Stephen Clark's is going to go the long way around and try and take the lead of the race from the outside. And successfully does it. Mitch McLeod in the second, so our Gavin Sadler's had a little bit of a rough start, being shuffled back 2 spots on the opening lap. Mitch will start putting in some, I was going to say putting some pressure on Stephen, but it's just dropped off a little bit. Just closed the gap again, so it could be a different way the guys are getting around through the corner. Looks like we've a pass for third on, or Tristan Clark putting some pressure on Gavin Sadler. Haven't seen Tristan here for a few weeks, but he's back and head down. So welcome back, mate. Just watching Stephen Clark out the front at the moment. Just trying to make sure he sticks to. Looks like Mitch McLeod is trying everything he can to stick to Stephen Clark and put his nose where it's not supposed to be. And I don't know whether he's just going to sit there and just help wind some laps down, or whether it's trying to just stay in contact with him. Back in the field, we'll have a look back at George Fullerton up against Simon Joel Smith. These are 6th and 7th place. George is just hanging in there at the moment. Back at Tristan Clark on Gavin Sadler. Looks like he's trying to set Gavin up for the pass, but just can't quite get it done at the moment. Quick look at Jay Kennedy. What can you say about Jay? Solid driver, and he's going to sit back. He knows how to race ovals. He knows the strategies involved. He's going to be a car to watch near the end if there's been a few cautions. Just watching the battle up the front again. We've actually got 2 battles running at the moment. This looks to be the closer of the 2. Just hard working at it. Nice, little bit wide. Going to have a look, try and get on board with Gavin Sadler to find out how close it actually is. Sitting there riding with Gavin Sadler, you see how close Tristan Clark is. Just absolutely pushing him for what it's worth. Going down nice and low on the exit, just letting it slowly come up, where Gavin's holding more speed up on the high line and carrying more onto the straight. Here we go, the move's on. He's got the nose in. Is he able to make it stick now? And no. Riding with watching Terry at the moment. George has moved up to 6 and starting to hunt down Terry. New colour scheme for Terry tonight by the look of it. Scooting up to have a look at this battle. Looks like Tristan's been able to get the nose in underneath and have a fair go for the bus. This, by the look of the way they're coming through, could be a couple of laps for them to sort it out. Slowly but surely, Tristan is they're actually having a fair dinkum battle at the moment. Gavin's taken the high line, been able to carry more momentum onto the straights. Kristen's going down low to take the shorter line, but has to slow up more to be able to do it. And he's finally made the pass. Looks like Gavin's going to come straight back at him. Mission McLeod and number 13 car running in 9th. Just starting to hunt down Jay Kennedy. And there's the pass there. Jay's let him pass, so the look of Jay's front right corner, he's clipped the wall as well, so maybe that could be the determining factor. Just letting Sam pass, or maybe he's frantically trying to hang on to it. Taking a quick look up at Mitch McLeod, still running in 2nd. Just losing a little bit of contact with Stephen Clark at the moment. Could be a ploy to look after tyres, or just cannot physically keep up. We don't know, we'll find out later, but sitting there driving strong. Looks like George Fullerton slowly... Actually, no. George must have had something happen. Looks like he's got a massive amount of understeer. And dropped back to 7th place. So I don't know what exactly happened there. But yeah, carrying a little bit of damage in the front right. And there he goes, clipping the wall a 2nd time. So maybe carrying a little bit of steering damage. The vehicle looks to be understeering quite considerably by the input on the tyre. Hopefully he's able to carry that through to the finish line and nothing breaks. Jay Kennedy's in the pits, so maybe a couple of issues. Full set of tyres, so maybe he's torn a tyre or something, or just come in, get the pit stop out of the road early and try and get the jump and the pit stop and the cautions to fall his way. Back up the front run, watching Stephen Clark. It also looks like Mitch McLeod's starting to reel him in a little bit. We'll just have a look at how hard Stephen Clark's actually pushing his car at the moment. See how stable it is. Mitch McLeod's car, trying to hunt down Stephen Clark. Looks like George Fullerton and Sam McLeod are having a bit of a battle at the moment. So Sam McLeod's up to 6 from 8th place, so he's had some good work. And there's Jay Kennedy out. And we've got Terry Marwood in the pits too. So guys are thinking it's going to run green, are probably going for the early jump. Or they've taken some damage early and trying to negotiate it. Looks like Jay Kennedy's working pretty hard in that hole and try and peg back a couple of laps. He's gone down. A little bit unlucky, but it looks like he's already putting damage in the front right corner of that car again. So he's definitely been pushing hard. Looks like while we're on board, looks like Jay's back in the pits, so not real happy the way his car is at the moment. So it's going to be a long evening for Jay tonight. Looks like Simon Joel Smith is, as he gets a little bit sideways getting into the corner and carrying a little bit of damage in that front right corner. I don't think there's many cars now not carrying damage in that front right corner. And big time sliding it into the turn. So he's trying to flick it in by the look of it to get it to rotate, and then the car's understeering on the way back out. So
Thanks, mate.
Wonder how hard he's actually pushing. And we just heard Stephen Clark thank George Fullerton for letting him pass, bringing the lap down. Looks like Stephen's car hasn't got a single mark on it. While the field's spread right out at the moment, let's take a bit of a wide angle to see what we can see. They come down the back straight. You can see it's just one camera. It's our top of the stadium camera. We can see the whole track with it as they come around. But, looks like Simon Joel Smith's got a little bit sideways coming out of the turn, carrying damage on down the full right hand side of his car. So he's hit the wall at some point, and he's seriously trying to hang on to that. Let's see if we can get a onboard shot with him. Let's see how hard he's working at the steering wheel. You can hear by the motor, he's absolutely tippy-toeing it coming out of the turn. So I say his rear tyres are absolutely shot, and he's just bounced it off the wall again, or glazed the wall. And it looks like one of the top cars, 13, Sam McLeod's getting in and having a go and getting past the actual position. So Sam McLeod's on a good run tonight. I believe he started in 8th place. He's up to 5th, and we have Simon Joel in the pits. So Simon's going to drop a couple of laps now. So we've had Terry Marwood still out there after 2 pit stops, so he's might have hit the wall a couple of times. Jay Kennedy is out of the car, so his second pit stop must have been pretty terminal. Simon's only going to drop a couple, probably going to go down 2 laps, maybe 3. We've got Stephen Clark just slowly nudging up on the traffic, so by the look of it, he's got Sam McLeod ahead of him, which is the last car on the lead lap at the moment. And we're nearly 1/3 distance, so no cautions at the moment. So these blokes would be seriously screaming for tyres. And yeah, I'd say they'd be screaming for tyres at the moment, the way a few guys have been sliding around. But makes it quite interesting, probably down the track. Mitch McLeod slid back to 3 laps. 3 laps there? Not 3 laps, 3 seconds rear to Stephen Clark. And if this stays green, it's going to be interesting of who flinches first out of pardon me, out of these front runners to who jumps first and how quick the others respond to it, so they don't get the leapfrog on them. looks like we've got a bit of a battle here. Sam McLeod has caught up to Gavin Sadler and is actually in for fighting for position. This is for 4th place. Sam's just trying to rotate it underneath. He'll take the short line, Gavin will take the high line to carry more speed onto the straight. Sam's taking the shorter line, hoping that we'll be able to get back up to speed as quick as possible. He's made it quite a clean pass quite well, so Sam McLeod's is the guy on the move tonight, picking up 4 spots. Here we got Gavin Sadler coming into the pits. So his tyres are absolutely shot. 58 laps in, so he's going to drop a couple of laps down now. So it'll be depend on what these front running cars are doing, whether they're going to 1-stop it or 2-stop it. It will depend on how much they actually get done. Mitch McLeod's in the pits too now, so his tyres must be shot. So we're just having a look, and we'll scoot back to Stephen Clark's car and see whether he's going to flinch. In the meantime, Sam McLeod's moved up to 3rd place. His tyres would not be hurting as much as what the other guys have that have decided the pit. Beginning of lap 61, and Stephen's going to stay out there and possibly going to see how quick the other guys are before he responds. So Sam McLeod is all the way up to 3rd place for 8th. Biggest mover of the field in gaining positions. It looks like that pit stop for Gavin Sadler's hurt him quite considerably, all the way back to 8th place, coming out by the look of it, let's say 2 laps down at the moment, but that'll correct as he comes across the line. Yeah, 2 laps down, and he's actually chasing down Terry Marwood. So this is the closest battle we have at the moment. Gavin's just going to drop his nose in underneath and try and drive on by. He gets the nose in underneath. He'll take the short line underneath the corner. Terry just doesn't even fight, just gives it up to him straight away. Look after those tyres. Back up the front again with Stephen Clark as he just starts working his way through traffic again. Drops his nose in, bolts him up, drives on by.
Thanks, mate.
Christian Clark's up to second place. Started in third, so I only picked up one spot. Still yet to pit. We've only got 4 cars that haven't pitted, which are Stephen Clark, Tristan Clark, Sam McLeod and George Fullerton are the guys that haven't pitted. So depending on how deep these blokes can go into a race, they might benefit off a extremely late caution and be able to sneak in, grab a set of tyres and get back out and keep that advantage. So 70 laps in, we've got Stephen Clark in first, Tristan Clark in second, Sam McLeod in third, Mitch McLeod in fourth, George Fullerton in fifth, Simon Joel Smith in sixth, Gavin Sadler in seventh, Terry Marwood in eighth, and Jay Kennedy's in a DNF tonight by the look of it, and classified as ninth. Mitch McLeod just getting past George Fullerton for position, not for position, to on his march forwards back towards those lead guys. Might try and get on, see if we can jack into a camera on Mitch McLeod's car to see whether we can actually see how hard he's working behind the wheel. But look at it, already carrying a bit of front right hand damage after nudging the wall a couple of times. There we have, straightened the wall again. I'd say he's pushing those tyres quite hard, just not responding how he wants them to. He's starting to run the high line like Stephen Clark was earlier in the race. Here's a race leader and not a mark on that car, though he is running pretty tight at the walls. Substantial lead, he's out to 10.9 seconds, and seeing that it was 76 laps into it and it's 165, I'd say he's going to go as deep as he can, one stop it and drive home. Tristan Clark, a little bit of damage in front right corner. Yet to stop as well, so I'd assume it's on the one-stop strategy. Simon Joel Smith. Looks like he's sliding it in a little bit. He's got substantial right-hand side damage as Gavin Sadler drives around the outside of him for position. Although Simon's going to drive it back in on the inside. Not going to quite get it to stick. Now Gavin Sadler, the car on the move at the moment, trying to make ground back up. Try and jump on board with Gavin to see what his view's like getting through these cars. is up alongside George Fulton already.
Sorry, mate.
Yep.
Just heard something on the radio and wasn't certain exactly what happened. Gavin Sadler's gone from 8th back up to 5th after his pit stop, driving through the field. George Fullerton is sitting in 6th, yet to stop, as Mitch McLeod is trying to split as they come 3 wide through the turn. And just saw a puff of smoke come out of Tristan Clark's car too. So let's see how hard he's driving. And we just watched Mitch McLeod come all the way out to the wall in a real rush. Kept it off it by the look of it, but looks like Simon Joel Smith had a little bit. We'll have a look what happened back there. As he's come through. A little bit loose coming out of that previous turn. He's going into it. Just hard up against the wall. Sideways back to the infield, so that car's got to be carrying some damage at the moment on him. But I'd say Simon would be absolutely screaming for a set of tyres at the moment, while that thing's starting to slide around. Anyway, Mitch McLeod has moved his way up to 4th after his last stop, and is hunting down Sam McLeod for 3rd place. So it's a good drive after the pit stops, but is he going to be able to? Is he going to run the race out on it, or is he going to have to stop again for another set of tyres? But Stephen Clark still out in front. We're past the halfway point now, so these lead guys could come in at any time and one stop this, but while the car's nice and balanced, and the way Stevens only about I think by the look of it, he's a second lap a lap slower than at the start of the race. Why come in and change the tyres? Might as well hang on out there till you're either out of fuel, the way he's looked after him, or caution comes out and then grab him then. And Sam McLeod is into pit lane. So that car's carrying some damage. He'll take a reset and grab a fresh car and head straight back out. So he's going to drop a couple of laps. This is his first stop, which gives Mitch McLeod 3rd place. And I'd say Gavin wouldn't be far off, and he's just missed his pit stall. Sorry about that. Sam must be commentary curse. But he's going to slide back a couple of spots. He's back to 6th. By the look of it on the sheets. He might fall back as far as 8th after this stop, but he's made it halfway, so there's a few guys ahead of him that are probably going to have to pit a second time. And Stephen Clark still out in front, yet to pit. Slowly extending his lead. He's out to 12.8 seconds now. out in front over the top of Tristan Clark. We've got a little bit of a tussle here between Gavin Sadler and Terry Marwood.
Cheers, mate.
George Fulton moves across for Stephen Clark to come through. I'd hate to be the spoiler of bad news. I don't think we're going to have a caution tonight, so this is going to be just a straight up heads up run from start to finish. Looks like this is where the battle is between, for actual position, Terry Marwood and Sam McLeod. Sam's just coming out of the pit lane, brand new set of tyres. Terry Marwood has he's been out for a little while on his tyres, so Sam's just out on new tyres and rounding up some of the lead lap cars, so his car's got a lot more bite at the moment. Looks like the fresh rubber for Sam starting to work in his favour, covering up a few of the cars ahead of him. So he's starting to up against the wall, but he's starting to hunt down where he was up to on track and see how he comes through the pack again. Got Stephen Clark way out in front. Doesn't even look like he needs to have a pit stop. Just circulating there nicely. Next car's about a quarter of a lap to a third of a lap ahead of him. So he's got nothing to worry about forwards or rear and a gap of nearly 14.5 seconds. So he's just maintaining that gap at the moment. The car on the move seems to be Sam McLeod. Reeling in George Fullerton at about a second a lap. So this is going to come down quite quickly, and looks like George has actually pulled into the pits for tyres anyway. So Sam McLeod's back up to 5th place and is actually starting to hunt down Gavin just floating around at the moment, sitting in 4th place, a lap behind the next place ahead of him, so he's just got to head down, keep circulating, and keep going until he gets the job done effectively. We just had a slight mistake in the overlay. This is Gavin Sadler. Sorry about that, Gavin. As I said, he's 1 lap down behind Mitch McLeod for the 3rd place. And looks like Sam McLeod's slowly eating into his into the gap behind him. So it's not. I think Gavin's threat is going to come from Sam tonight. Looks like Tristan Clark has blinked and had a pit stop, dropped back to 3rd place. So Stephen now is out in front, a lap clear of the rest of the field. So he'd be pace car please to get a free run for the line. So Mitch McLeod's worked his way back to 2nd place, but I'd say his tyres are starting to hurt a little bit.
I'm pitting this time, boys.
And there we have it. We've got our race leader that's in the middle of carving traffic up, is heading for pit lane. And he's had to actually get out of it early to get into the entrance. So this is really, really late in the race, and this is going to be a massive sprint home on fresh tyres to everybody else. His main threat would be Tristan Clark, after he had just pitted. So white tyres are on. Whereabouts is Mitch at the moment? It looks like there's the new race leader, Mitch McLeod. Well, he's been out there on those tyres for a long time. Maybe he's made the right call earlier in the race of pitting and ran the gamble it's going to stay green. So he's been able to get the leap on Stephen Clark. Looks like Stephen's had a couple of connection issues with the server, but he has responded to Tristan Clark's pit stop, and Tristan was 14 seconds behind Stephen Clark when he pitted, and so he made up 4 seconds on the pit stop. But the surprise has been Mitch McLeod with the early pit stop and been able to drive past.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Wow.
And Gavin Sadler into the wall, so we'll have a quick look at that. Just going to see what happened. Just came in. It's just got sidewindings and just looped it around. And just a jam. Didn't even get to touch it. So we'll while we're going, we'll try and get hold of Stephen Clark. Got a copy there, Stephen?
Yeah, I do, mate.
Right, I needed
Mate,
that caution.
very unlucky with that caution coming out just after you exited the pits.
Yeah, I knew that had happened. I really wanted it to be while I was on track, but nevertheless, it is what it is, and at least I'm running. I'm doing better than I did last week.
That's true. Guys must have fixed that computer system in the car and must be working a treat now.
Yeah, a little bit better where the weather's a bit kinder to us here in Victoria tonight, so don't have to worry about overheating issues. But yeah, it would have been nice to have this sort of result last week, but nevertheless, we're having a good crack here so far, and that was such a great long green flag run. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, no, it was a good green flag run. Spread the traffic out. There was everyone I think's pitted under green. I think a few guys have pitted twice. I was surprised how deep you went in before pitting.
Yeah, look, I knew I was slow. I knew my tyres weren't the best, and I saw Mitch had pitted and taken on a fresh set, and I could see just how much faster he was. So, but doing that under green, he was a couple laps down too, so I knew that he'd really abuse his tyres if it went green the whole way just to get back onto the lead lap. So I figured I was fairly safe, but nevertheless, it would have been nice if we'd gone green all the way, but that's racing, so it'll mix things up a little bit. But tell you what, I'm happy that I'm starting in second though, because the high line is definitely the groove around here to have, as we saw at the start of the race with myself and Gavin.
Yeah, it was surprising. I actually didn't think the high line was going to get off the line as quick as what the inside did, but it did the job for you.
Yeah, I was fairly lucky. I think it's great to race Gavin. He gives plenty of racing room, and yeah, he could have easily shut the door and made it a lot tougher for me. But plenty of racing room, and this racetrack really does benefit the high line. So fingers crossed it can work for me again, and we get a nice green flag run to the end.
Yeah, a one caution race would be great to have. But I've just seen Tristan, Gavin and Terry all jump into the pits and grab tyres. Tristan would be your closest threat with fresh rubber at the moment by the look of it.
Yeah, I think of the way it's all played out, there's only three of us on the lead lap, which is Mitch, myself, and like you said, Tristan. So, yeah, fingers crossed it all works in our favour and we can stay up front.
No worries, mate. Must be getting close to one to go, and I'll let you go, mate.
Cheers, mate. I'll talk to you after the broadcast.
There you have it. Stephen Clark, a little bit unlucky when he pitted. Effectively about one lap too early. But brought all the lead lap cars back together, nice and tight. I don't think Mitch McLeod actually stopped.
Green flag, green flag.
Anyway, we're back under green. This should benefit Stephen Clark on the outside. As he said, the outside line's got the better run. Looks like Stephen's just brushed the wall, so he's pushing hard to go after that race. Also, Stephen Clark under attack from Tristan Clark, so Tristan took on a fresh set of tyres during the caution and was able to get back on it. So these are the three on the lead lap, which makes it quite an interesting exercise. couple of cat and mouse games coming down the straight. Stephen just moved to the centre of the track and then back up the high line, deterring Kristen from having a look at him. Sam McLeod sitting up in 4th place, got the wave around. Just going to see whether we put him back on the lead lap. He comes back past, just trying to determine exactly where he's sitting. He's actually a lap down. This guy's went past the front. But back at the front of the race, got Tristan attacking Stephen Clark quite heavily since the restart. And Mitch McLeod out to a 1 second lead. We'll try and jump in. It's Tristan at the moment, see how hard he's actually pushing. Long time off the throttle, just rolling it in. Tristan's put his nose in where Sandman doesn't want it, and not quite able to keep it up there to take away that optimal line. Steve into the wall, and I think Tristan just gave him a bit of a love tap, a bit of Morse code. These guys are absolutely pushing at the moment. Christian's going to drive real low to try and get the long shot, and Stephen's pushed a little hard and snaps it a bit sideways coming out of the turn. See the two different lines being taken by the drivers. And I'd say Kristen is hurting his tyres quite considerably trying to get past and putting the pressure on. .30 laps to go, and Mitch McLeod is 2 seconds out in front. Stephen Clark's in second, Christian Clark's in third, Mitch McLeod is in fourth, Gavin Sadler in fifth, Simon Joel Smith in sixth, George Fullerton in seventh, and Terry Marwood in eighth. And looks like a lot of pressure being put on Stephen at the moment. Riding on Stephen Clark's car at the moment, looking at the back. Just going to see how many different lines. Oh, Steve's got a little bit of slide coming out of the turn. Oh, you can see how close they're getting. Something might have happened. We're going to go back and have a replay, have a look at that.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
It looks like the caution's out as
Sorry,
well.
guys.
We're actually going to watch this replay all the way up into the caution. There's a little bit of love tap. He's come out of the turn. Looks like the steering arm or something's bent. He's tried hanging on to it. He's pushing it quite hard. He's hit the wall and just looped it around and gets it back going. So looks like Sandman pulls out the caution. Got a copy there, Sandman?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate. Christian putting a lot of pressure on you till you made that mistake.
Yeah, look, I'd had a couple of hits at the wall. I knew how crucial the start was and made a mistake trying to chase, get past Mitch and hit the wall, made heavy contact, and then did it a few more times while Tristan was behind me. So clearly just ran out of talent there towards the end, which is a shame because, this race had been so good up until that last caution, and I've ruined it again. So hopefully we can go green to the end.
Yeah, just before you looped it around, we were looking at the front of the car. It looks like there was a steering rod that was bent in the front end.
Yeah, she wasn't tracking real well. I'd made contact. It's crazy because I don't think I hit the wall once in that long green flag run, but as soon as the restart happened, I made contact a couple of times, which was a bit of a shame, but it's a bit silly on my behalf, but just tried a little bit too hard, so just need to back it down a little bit for the rest of this race.
All good, mate, and I'll let you get your focus back on and hopefully can push past these two and take a win.
Yeah, got work cut out for me now being this far back, but never mind, we'll see how it all plans out, mate. Talk to you soon.
Good luck, buddy.
Cheers.
There we go, Stephen Clark. Just as he said, ran out of talent. He's back a little bit in the field, and he's got to make it work now. But the big move has been Sam McLeod.
No, you didn't touch me at all, mate. I just ran out of talent.
The big surprise package of this has been Sam McLeod up into 4th place and back on the lead lap. So if these lead guys keep driving the way they are, this Sam might be the one that pulls all the way through and takes a win if they clean each other up. 21 laps to go, 4 cars on the lead lap. Anything could happen. And in saying that, I do apologise. Sam is actually still a lap down. My mistake. I've misread the information on my screen, so I do apologise about that. I thought he was back on the lead lap. So anyway, Mitch McLeod's got control of the field.
Green flag.
The flag's dropped. Looks like we've got Tristan going for the lead of the race right off the restart. Oh, a bit of hip and shoulder. This is going to get... This might have handed it straight back to Stephen Clark. It has. So we're going to cut back and have a look how much Tristan car is playing up, although he's going to hang on to it. And Stephen Clark's car's hit the wall too, but look at it after that restart, which he must have just missed. So, as I said about the leaders knocking themselves out, this could all work in Sam McLeod's favour and put him through for his first win. Because this pack is getting a little bit angry now. There's been massive contact again between Mitch McLeod and Stephen Clark. We've got Gavin Sadler in there. It's a lap down, which is making it interesting. And we've also got Sam McLeod in there. So, well, we've got 3 cars fighting for first, and we've got a spinner. Mitch McLeod and Sam McLeod.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Yeah.
And Sam McLeod's lands back on its wheels. How lucky is that? But we've got Mitch McLeod towed at the pit lane. We've got George Fullerton absolutely smokes.
Holy dooly.
We've got Gavin Sadler that's
That was always going to happen.
getting pushed back to pit lane.
Not the front, it wasn't funny.
This is an interesting concept. Gavin's getting pushed.
Gavin, on my screen at the time, that looked like you come down on me, but looking at the replay, it looks like I come up a smidge and it was a bit of lag, and then all of a sudden we got into each other, so might be my fault that one. Sorry, dude. All good, mate.
So in amongst all this, with Sam McLeod's been promoted up to the podium.
You've got to go past.
Which now puts Sam on the lead lap. Looks like Stephen Clark's coming in the pit lane. Christian Clark's just exiting. It has absolutely gone off in the last. This race has gone completely off. Stephen Clark is still sitting in the pit lane. So Sam McLeod's elevated himself up to second place. And I'd say Stephen's, his crew are frantically working on that car. Mitch McLeod's and Stephen's off. So that thing looks heavily damaged. Has he got back out on and stayed on the lead lap? And it looks like he has. So he'll get a free run up to the third place position in the second row. And Stephen is pushing. He'll be half trying to find out where that car's sitting handle-wise, and be wanting to catch up to the pack and getting back into pit lane if he can to get more repairs done. No, he's going to come through and take his position. And Sam McLeod will end up being sent to the rear of the pack because of being given the wave around. So we've got Simon Joel Smith and Terry Marwood have been given the wave around the pace car, so that pulls them back up another lap. And those guys will be absolutely flat out trying to catch back up to it. And if they're really lucky, they'll hit the actual pack.
Green flag,
at
green
pace.
flag.
And they're off. Looking at the two front runners, Tristan's car is nice and clean again, and Sandman's a little worse for wear. So I'd say Christian's got a little bit of a handling advantage and an aerodynamic advantage. But I don't think that's going to let Stephen Clark, as he comes up and holds them all wide. Stephen Clark for having a crack for the race win with 10 laps to go. Oh, in the wall. Bumping and nudging. Fanning out to 3 wide, and we've got Sam McLeod's taken the lead of the race. He's caught everyone off guard and snuck through. And not having any damage to his car, he's probably going to start pulling away. 8 laps to go. We have Sam McLeod out in the front of the race. Stephen Clark in second with a heavy front end damage. Christian Clark in third. Well, this race is really starting to go off of how many lead changes we're having late in the race. Sam McLeod still out in front. Stephen Clark in second and attacking hard. Tristan Clark in third and attacking from the opposite side. So these 3 guys, all 3 of them want to win. We've got Gavin Sadler in there. That's fighting to get a lap back. We've got George Fullerton in there. He's fighting to get one of his laps back. But Stephen Clark has now got out in front and starting to move away. Looks like Tristan Clark's having a little bit of trouble trying to find a way around past Sam McLeod. We're going to stay with this fight at the moment for second place. Stephen's out to almost a 1 second lead at the moment while these guys fight it out on track. With 4 laps to go, and this could come down to a last lap pass. The way this is building up. Oh, Kristen's hit the wall and propped the car up quite securely. Takes the pressure off Sam McLeod with 2 to go. Stay watching this. They're on their last lap with Stephen Clark out in front by over a second. Sam McLeod in second place, started in 8th. The mover and shaker actually has led 3 laps this race as well, so massive improvement as they come out of the last corner, I believe. So we have Stephen Clark in first, Sam McLeod in second. In fact, we'll wait till everyone to start winding down.
Oh, that was typical short track racing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pete, you'd be cool Sandman. I just couldn't help it. Sorry, mate.
Race results.
It's all right. It was going on everywhere.
Stephen Clark in
going
first.
Up and down the field, mate. So,
Sam McLeod in second.
Racing, mate. All good.
Christian Clark in third.
Yeah, that went from
Terry
very
Marwood in
very
fourth.
crappy very quickly.
Gavin Sadler in 5th.
Like caution does that.
Caution Fullerton in 6th. Simon
Simon
Joel Smith in 7th. Mitch McLeod in 8th. And Jay Kennedy in 9th.
A little bit earlier as well. I was trying to not let you through, but not squeeze you at the same time. I might have squeezed you a tad, but yeah, close racing. It was all a bit of fun. Good racing. Well done, team, man. And that's yes.
Yeehaw! Yeah, well done, everyone. That was, yeah, certainly made it interesting at the end with those yellows.
I'm your host, Bradley Matheson, and
knew I didn't have the pace, and then thought, oh, pit early, might be able to gain a bit. and I was like, oh, I hope you pit, and then there's a caution straight after it, and it worked out brilliant.
Sam, if you stayed up the top, mate, you would have won that race. I couldn't be past you.
And this is KOF TV.